She didn't say it during a fight. That would have made more sense. No slammed doors. No screaming. No dramatic accusations. She said it calmly. Over coffee. I need space, she told me. No contact for a while. Like she was asking for a weekend retreat. We'd been married 8 years. No major scandals. No public disasters. Just distance. Quiet distance that grew like a crack in glass. How long is a while? I asked. She shrugged. I don't know. I just need time to think. About what? She didn't say. She packed a suitcase that afternoon. Not everything. Just enough to be temporary. She kissed my cheek before leaving. I hope you understand. I didn't. But I nodded anyway. Because I had already started understanding something she didn't realize yet. When someone asks for space, it usually means they're already somewhere else. The first few days were quiet. No texts. No calls. Just silence. I respected her request. No contact. I didn't check her social media. Didn't drive by her sister's house where she said she'd be staying. Didn't beg. Didn't chase. And that unsettled her. I know because on day 4, she texted. You're awfully quiet. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I put my phone down. No contact means no contact. By the end of the second week, the house felt different. Not emptier. Clearer. I started noticing things. How peaceful dinner was without tension humming under small talk. How quiet nights didn't feel lonely. They felt honest. How much of myself I had shrunk to keep her comfortable. On week 3, I ran into an old mutual friend at the grocery store. He hesitated before speaking. Hey, man. You good? I'm fine, I said. He nodded awkwardly. I saw her. She's been out a lot. Out. That word carries weight. With someone? I asked. He didn't answer directly. He didn't need to. That night, I finally did what I'd avoided. I checked. There she was. Tagged in a photo. Restaurant downtown. Candlelight. Across from a man I didn't recognize. Her smile wasn't confused. It wasn't thinking about the marriage. It was relaxed. Certain. She didn't need space. She needed transition. And I was the bridge she hadn't fully burned yet. That's when something inside me shifted. Not anger. Not heartbreak. Clarity. She called me on week 4. I think I'm ready to talk, she said softly. Of course she was. I met her at a cafe the next day. She looked different. Lighter. Guilt sat behind her eyes, but not regret. I've been doing a lot of thinking, she began. I nodded. I'm sure. She took a breath. I don't know if we want the same things anymore. There it was. The gentle exit strategy. I've grown, she continued. I need to figure out who I am. I studied her face. Did you figure that out at the Italian place downtown? I asked calmly. Her expression froze. I saw the photo, I added. She looked down. It's not what you think. It never is. Silence filled the space between us. I didn't cheat, she said quickly. We were on a break. I almost smiled. A break requires agreement, I replied. You requested silence. Not freedom. She shifted in her seat. I didn't expect you to move on so fast, she admitted quietly. That surprised me. Move on? I asked. You seem detached. Detached. Because I didn't beg? Because I didn't spiral? Because I honored her request exactly as stated? You asked for no contact, I said. I respected that. She hesitated. I thought you'd fight harder. There it was. She wanted proof. Drama. Desperation. Possession disguised as love. Instead, I gave her dignity. And she mistook it for indifference. I did fight, I said gently. Just not the way you expected. Her eyes watered. So what now? This was the moment. The one she assumed would end with reconciliation or negotiation. Instead, I reached into my bag and slid an envelope across the table. She stared at it. What's this? You said you needed space, I replied calmly. So I gave you a permanent one. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Divorce papers. Pre-filed. Organized. Peaceful. No accusations. No destruction. Just closure. You already decided, she whispered. I decided the day I realized you weren't confused, I said. You were exploring. Tears fell now. I didn't think you'd actually leave. I didn't think you would either, I answered softly. The truth hurt us both. I just needed to know if there was something else out there, she admitted. And was there? She didn't answer. That was answer enough. Here's the part people misunderstand about revenge. It isn't always loud. It isn't destroying someone's life. It isn't humiliation. Sometimes, it's compliance. She wanted space. I gave it to her without resistance. Without begging. Without chaos. And when she expected me to still be waiting, I wasn't. We finalized everything quietly. Friends were shocked at how mature it looked. They didn't see the late-night processing. The silent rebuilding. The quiet grief. But they also didn't see something else. Peace. Months later, I ran into her again. She looked uncertain. Like someone who had tested freedom and realized it wasn't what she imagined. Do you ever miss us? She asked carefully. I thought about it. I miss who I thought we were, I replied. She nodded slowly. That's the hardest part, she said. Yes, I agreed. It is. Then I walked away. No anger. No hatred. Just distance. Permanent distance. Because sometimes the strongest reaction to I need space isn't chasing. It's stepping aside so completely that when they turn around, you're no longer there.